disgrace. If he's having a go at us, stadium, supposedly there's 25,000 fans from England. There's more than 25,000 fans there. And if he's having a go at us, he should look at himself.
Hello again from Cape Town in South Africa, where the inquest has begun into the most abysmal performance from an England team for easily 20 years. We've got the Mirror's chief football writer, Martin Lipton, and our top story getter, John Cross, coming up with their verdicts on the game. We've also got some more from those very angry England fans who made their feelings very clear last night. But first, we're going to start with the transfer news. I like this in the Daily Express. It's a big call. They say that Chelsea are close to signing the centre-back Thomas Kalas from the Czech Republic club Sigma Olomouc. He's only 17, but he's extremely highly rated, and Chelsea want to continue investing in youth. The Juventus defender Giorgio Chiellino is now at the centre of a tug-of-war between Manchester City and Manchester United. That's in our own Daily Mirror. His agent Davide Lippi has left both clubs dangling by insisting, "We have decided not to talk about the market until after the World Cup. Then we will reflect on everything." Lots of papers reporting that Spurs boss Harry Redknapp is keen on bringing the Werder Bremen winger Marco Marin to White Hart Lane. He's 21, born in Yugoslavia, and he's been pressed for Germany out here in South Africa. And there are other stories doing the rounds, centre on Rafa Benitez at Inter Milan, stepping up his attempts to take Javier Mascherano out there. As we all know, he does want to go. Also, Rafa wants Glenn Johnson, so we'll see what happens there. All very interesting, I'm sure, but talk over here, and I'm sure back home in England, is that England are in a complete mess. I spoke to our chief football writer, Martin Lipton, after the game. He had very strong views, in particular, on the poor performance of Wayne Rooney.
He's not right. His touch was abject. He's always better than that. He would play on the street better than that. He would play Sunday morning with his mates better than that. For some reason, he's just not right.
What do you think that reason is?
I think it must go back to the injury he sustained against Bayern Munich 2 months ago in that Champions League quarter-final. But it's more than that. There's something else wrong. He seems to be, you know, we've had these silly things in the last week, which he's got away with in the press, really. Other players wouldn't have done, because we give him a sort of extra amount of credit in the bank because of what he means to the team. But something is clearly wrong with him. It may be mental, it may be physical, but the package is just not there.
John Cross was also at the game for Mirror Football. Here's what he had to say.
I think it was hugely disappointing. I think there was no spark. I think it was a real listless performance, a performance short on confidence, on any sort of belief, really. I think the really worrying thing, to come out of it was Wayne Rooney's performance. I think he looked so off the pace tonight. Don't forget that this is the guy that we've been trumpeting this week as being sort of England's main man, the man that can take the whole tournament by the scruff of the neck, let alone England's chances. And really, he's just not out the races at the moment. I think he was in a fantastic vein of form right up until the final weeks of the season when he got that injury at Bayern Munich. And to me, he hasn't recovered since then. I think it's had a huge knock-on effect. And I think, you know, if England are going to do well at this tournament, we're relying on Wayne Rooney. And at the moment, we just can't rely on him.
Well, our men at the Mirror have had their say. This is what you've had to say, and you've inundated our email with your views. Ben Mack thinks England need to ditch Heskey and build the team around Rooney. Sister 3 thinks England's performance proves they are overrated. 3 Lions Jim thinks Fabio Capello's at fault and should be sacked if England don't beat Slovenia on Wednesday. It's a view shared by Paula D, Lee Charles, Jeffrey T, Ben Williamson, lots of you on our email, and I've got to agree with you. If Capello doesn't beat Slovenia, then I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that he'll probably part company with England. Now, just very quickly, here's a bit more from our England fans after last night's game.
So disappointing tonight. It was ridiculous. We were that bad. It was ridiculous. We had no shape. We had no passion. We had no pace about the game. We were awful. Absolutely awful.
12 hours on the plane to watch that, and it was very disappointing.
What was worse?
To be honest, it was just seeing a disjointed team. We started with Aaron Lennon on the right, and Gerrard's he's not on the left, he's better through the middle. He's the captain, he should be leading us from the centre and scoring his goals like he did in the first game.
Now, before we go, a reminder that we're back tomorrow with some more World Cup Spy. Remember to keep your messages coming in to us at YouTube, at Mirror Football. You can leave me messages there, and our email spy@mirror.co.uk. And if you want a reason to be on the bright side, it's not only ours that's not a happy camp. We hear out here in Cape Town that the Australia coach Pim Verbeek has been rowing with his players over tactics. The Cameroon striker Samuel Eto'o has embarrassed his coach Paul Le Guen by insisting that he should be played up front instead of on the right. And veteran South African midfielder Macbeth Sibaya has also embarrassed his coach by having a go at his teammates in public. Maybe things are not so bad with us after all. No, not much consolation, is it? Cameroon against Denmark is a live game tonight. I take Cameroon to put things right after losing their opening game against Japan by beating Denmark. We're back tomorrow. I'll see you next time.